Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, this is probably one of my favorite videos we make on the channel as of right now, where basically I'm going to go over pretty much every big rumor, expected drop, the information on the drops, when they dropped previously, and pretty much every big bit of information I can go and give you guys to go and potentially go get your PlayStation 5 restock, as well as a lot of these retailers also do the Xbox Series X and S restocks, and also the PS5 Digital. So if any of you guys want to go and pay attention throughout this video, I'm going to try my best to give you guys all the best and up-to-date information, at least as of right now. As well, when it comes to all these videos, I do typically try my best to give you guys my best guesstimate when it comes to times and dates based on previous trends. So just in the rare case we get more information, make sure you guys always are subscribed with the notifications on, because I usually am pretty active in terms of updating you guys in terms of new retailers, leaks, leaked information, or just if stock is there or not, because we get many different also viewers kind of chiming on in, employees, etc., to kind of go and pull our information all together. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, or be subscribed for the PS5 giveaway that is running up on the channel as of now. If you guys want to enter, all you guys have to do is go subscribe. As well, we always have the sellout links down below. Definitely go follow up the Twitter, because if I can, I usually do like to go and tweet out these restocks, and especially a lot of them also are time sensitive, so make sure you guys go follow up on there. We always have the Twitch stream if you just want to hang out and chill. The Amazon links, because we're always patiently waiting for the actual Amazon drops or warehouse sales, which we'll get into throughout this video. Link down below as always. And of course, the Weeble. We always mention Weeble because you guys go get free money if you guys sign up and deposit $100. You guys go get free stock. You could instantly just go and sell it. And who doesn't like free money? And Coinbase, you guys go buy $100 worth of any cryptocurrency. You guys go and get free Bitcoin. A lot of you guys keep on doing that one. So if you guys want to, keep it on up. And also, if you guys do like these videos, I always would appreciate a like before we dive into the news. These are a lot really long videos, so I hope you guys don't mind us ever doing that as well. If you guys need to, use the timestamps down below for certain information, or if you guys want to skip or whatever it is, or come back to this video in the future. And without further ado, let's go dive on into this video. So I do want to go and also remind you guys too, if you guys are maybe new, have friends that are trying to go get the console as well, this might be a nice video to go send them out to them so they can also see the list of pretty much every other retailer out there, just so they can be aware of it. So I'm going to go and start off with more so the pretty big confirmed drops, or at least what we're expecting. These are on the major retailers. So I'm going to go and start off with the Amazon drop, because if you guys kind of know, we knew that Amazon actually had a very large amount of consoles that got sent on in a few weeks ago. And ever since that happened, they have been sitting on them. So that's why I was going to tell you guys to check down below, because we never know exactly when they're going to drop. On the very rare case is me like recording this video or whatever, it may have dropped, but I kind of highly doubt that. But when it comes to Amazon, they have had stock for a while. They've had PlayStation disc and digitals, and also I've even done an Xbox Series X drop in the time span of us basically knowing that they've had stock for PlayStations, but as well, I've had a lot of major restocks up in the UK and also especially up in Europe these past few weeks. So Amazon's going to be a very major player, I think, this week. A lot of PS5 restock people have been saying that for the past like 2 weeks or so, but I think just in terms of times and etc., I think it kind of makes sense. But I want to do a really quick footnote before we go dive into the video a little bit more. We have had a lot of major kind of delays. The Suez Canal was a big one, where we are still kind of seeing the impacts of all of that for our overall, like just the entire world. So just in case there is maybe a slight delay, there may be a very small chance that the week might be a little more on the drier side, as well as also as last week. So just always kind of bear that in mind too as well. But when it comes to also the Amazon, as I mentioned, we've seen pretty much dropping everywhere. They're a little bit more of a wild card, but whenever they do drop, the stock is usually up for pretty long. It's usually a pretty big drop, and overall, we're usually pretty happy about the Amazon drops when they happen. We've been kind of waiting for it. It's kind of on that very big, patiently waiting for it to go and drop list, but I think it might actually drop this week. And if we get more information, I'll make sure to go give you guys an update video if we can. We have a few employee leaks for almost all these retailers, so keep you guys in the loop the best I can. So I always go back for you guys to sub with the notifications on. I know it gets annoying, but I'm like, what can I say? So we have that for Amazon. The next always big one is on the PS Directs, because that is even a potential for even today. If you guys don't know, and I'm sure most of you guys do, the PlayStation Directs are where you buy it specifically from Sony themselves. And traditionally, it's usually pretty nice. It's like a raffle or like kind of queue system. We usually tweet out the link or put a community post on the actual YouTube itself. And then basically you go enter in the queue. And if you're lucky, you have a chance to go and buy your PlayStation directly from Sony, typically in 2-day free shipping, as well as usually just very easy and quick as well. But the whole process is basically have like around like 15 to 30 minutes, depending on the queue, Monday through Friday, typically around like the 1 to 5 p.m. EST range, give or take. And then typically they usually have a various amount of stock, most of the time more so on the disc versions, but they also sometimes also go and sell the digitals, but they also do include normal accessories, controllers, games, headsets, etc. if you guys are still having issues trying to go and find those in the first place. Usually the PS Direct is probably one of the best places for us to usually recommend, but they actually have been a little bit more on the drier side this past around 2 to 3 weeks, which is kind of sad because we usually like buying them from that. But usually we do see a lot of them on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So at least throughout today, be on the lookout for it. As well, on the next major thing to be on the lookout for this week. Now, Walmart. We've actually been touching about Walmart a lot. We may even have a rant video up on Walmart later on throughout today, because Walmart is actually still sitting on stock from their previous drop. So kind of the big little thing for us to be on the lookout for. Typically, Walmart does do, usually Thursday is their nice set day if they do, and they typically do it around maybe 3 p.m. EST. They've kind of switched up that timestamp a few random times, a little bit earlier, a little bit later, but not typically. And they also sometimes do the Xbox Series X and S drops as well. So why do we think is going to be happening this week? For Walmart, they have actually not done a proper drop in around 3 weeks as of now. But the major thing we're going to want to be on the lookout for is if they go and start fulfilling the stock from the previous restocks. With Walmart, we've actually had a little bit of like issues and drama in regards to the fact that a lot of people who did their previous orders on Walmart still have not actually received them, and it's getting close to almost a month since the previous Walmart drop. So with that, we're kind of more so keeping an eye on it. It's looking kind of likely if they do get all their stock sorted for this week, but we are patiently waiting for that. So pretty much, since we have a lot of people in the community who are still trying to get their consoles or just want to help other people get consoles or just are kind of just aware in general, we'll have a good chance to go and see throughout this week if we can actually get more information on it. And if they do have a lot more orders ordered and processed throughout the next 2 or 3 days, it's probably look a little bit more on the likely side if Walmart will do a drop this week up on Thursday. So we'll keep you guys up to date on that one, but it's definitely one we want to be on the lookout for. Another kind of pretty big potential is going to be on the Target drop. So Target actually did like a really weird thing maybe a few weeks back where it did 2 drops back to back once a week when stock was available, but both of those drops were very, very smaller and a little bit not as big as we'd expect. As well as also the digital stock, which is kind of the major issue for a lot of these major retailers, was on the very, very low end, which is kind of always the issue if you guys are ever trying to go get your consoles. Make sure you guys more so focus on the actual bundles, because it's easy, they're usually in stock longer because this price is bigger, and more so just getting the normal PS5 disc edition like how I have, typically because the digitals are very low stock, like usually like 1/4 or 1/5 the amount of stock, sell out a lot faster, and they're usually, I think, slightly more sought after because the price is a little bit lower. But when it comes to Target, they had 2 previous drops back to back, week to week, and then it's been a little bit more on the dry period, like how it's been for pretty much all these other major restocks as well. So for this, we've also been seeing walk-in news as well as kind of like the maybe potential buildup for another Target restock. So when it comes to Target itself, as I mentioned, it's been a few weeks since they've actually had stock, which is another big indicator. We also are going to probably get more employee information throughout the week, but some places and some locales do actually have stock. Their warehouse has stock, and their actual internal Target stores have stock. Now, it's not as big as stock as we usually kind of pertain from previous drops, so that's why we're not 100% sure if it will drop this week, but kind of based on all the prior information and trends, etc., and kind of how the overall stock typically works, we're definitely going to be on the lookout for if a Target drop does happen throughout Wednesday or Thursday throughout this week, usually in the very morning hours. Now, we kind of go and also say that too because we've also seen a lot of walk-ins. Now, we've kind of been covering up a lot of these walk-in stories a lot on the channel. You guys may have seen some of these videos on it. But we actually have seen probably at least in this point, maybe around 40 to 50 different people minimum go and get confirmations from them walking into their Target store, being polite and asking employees in the tech area, and if they sometimes have stock that's just sitting there and being available, sometimes they actually will go and sell it to you. So we've been seeing a few little walk-in confirmations for Target, which that kind of somewhat supports my case if Target drops this week. Now, for like I said, for all these drops, it's kind of like more up in the air because we have a lot of really weird things going on. And like as I mentioned, the effects of the Suez Canal, semiconductor fires, just a lot of really weird kind of global issues going on in terms of production. So just in case there is a not potential drop for this week, if anything, they're probably more so building up stock and making more stock as well. But as I mentioned, Target has some good walk-ins that have been kind of seen flown around. You guys can maybe be polite and maybe ask around for Target information and see if any employees will actually go and give you any restocks, maybe restock dates, etc. You guys also can go and check your local Target by going in the basically Googling Target PS5 barcode, Target PS5 digital barcode, Xbox Series X barcode, etc. And then go to a local Target store price checker and go and scan up all that stuff. And then basically go tell you how much stock is available for your local Target store. So if you guys want to go and tweet me those for your area and where you actually live at, we can kind of pull that information to go and see on like if a stock will actually happen or not. When it comes to Target though, it has been a little while and they do usually have really good restocks, and we usually love Target because they have online orders in-store pickup. So you basically go and order online for your local store, and then you basically have a chance to go and pick up from there, which is very nice for anti-scalping. And some places like Walmart or Amazon have a very high chance for scalpers being successful, or even bots, etc. So always been on the lookout for Target. That's probably maybe like my second or third place I can recommend for drops. They have not dropped for a while, and if trends continue, there might be a drop this week as well. So we'll keep you guys updated on the channel. Make sure you guys are subscribed, blah, blah, blah. I beg for subs all the time because I just want you guys to be informed and all of that. But basically, Target's always really nice. We're kind of on the lookout for Target. And like I said, for walk-ins or whatever, good news. So the next major kind of big retailer we want to go and cover is going to be up on Best Buy. Best Buy, kind of like how Target has too as well, it's basically had this kind of double whammy where they've had a few weeks back to back where they had stock, but it almost kind of seemed like every single time they had stock, the stock numbers were going lower and lower and lower and lower, to the point where one of the Best Buy drops barely even had any digital stock, and a lot of the stock was like instantly sold on out. So it's actually been a little bit of like a 2-week period since the last Best Buy drop, which kind of stinks because we used to be very, very pro Best Buy, probably one of my favorite retailers when it comes again that PS5 or Xbox, but due to the last few drops, it's a little bit more on the weird side. We do know that there actually is stock available at Best Buy. We have one of our local employees that did go and confirm that there was an 8 stock and for PS5s and also Xbox as well, but a lot lower stock. So we'll kind of maybe be on the lookout throughout this week to see if there is going to be another restock or not. But when it comes to Best Buy has been pretty good. It's kind of the similar train to as well as Target, where you order online and you pick up in store. So it's very good for scalpers and picking up the store, like even like sometimes that same like next few days for picking up the stock. But as I mentioned, we do have employee leaks. So we'll keep you guys updated, and hopefully we'll continue this trend up on Friday. As I kind of mentioned with almost all these retailers, they haven't really dropped. So we're either hoping for like a very nice restock this week or next week. But on top of that too, hopefully maybe slightly bigger restocks than what we've been seeing, because a lot of the restocks we've been getting have been a little bit more on the disappointing side. But basically we have a lot of good potential both on Walmart, Target, and Best Buy, and all those good big boys today, and also Amazon. So it could be a really, really good big week, and that's why I was telling you guys to check the Amazon links or follow the Twitters or whatever, because I do really think that a lot of this has good big potential if everything goes right. There's always that small chance we may have like another maybe 1 or 2 week delay, but overall the stock should be being built on up, and a lot of these places do have pretty much confirmed stock. Now for the next major big 5 retailer when it comes to GameStop or how to go get your console for this week, GameStop. So when it comes to GameStop, they actually had a pretty big drop, big-ish drop as of the last week. So I do want to say GameStop does look on the more unlikely end, but I will go and say GameStop has actually been somewhat consistently dropping like around every 2 weeks or so. But as of now, they're more so focused on bundles, which kind of stinks. Most of us prefer the usual consoles, and all the other previous things we've mentioned usually get just the pure console, no bundle included. But when it comes to GameStop, they still have not sent out the previous PS5s and Xboxes from the last drop, at least based on my analytics. But there have been lots of rumors for GameStop, which may want to maybe be on the lookout for maybe like the next 3 days or so, or maybe even Thursday, Friday, because we do see a lot of Thursday, Friday drops for GameStop as well. But when it comes to GameStop, as I mentioned, they still have not fully sent out the stock. If they go and send out the stock, I'll give you guys another update video. But I do think just based because they did drop last week, and it was up for a decent amount of time. Not that many W's though, but we did get a few confirmations on orders, etc. And I can also kind of, like I said, go through my analytics and kind of look and see. But I just don't really think GameStop will drop. I think the other major retailers are more likely, if anything. So I think that's kind of pretty much the major coverage for all the major boyos. But now we also have some other big players that have been pretty consistent in dropping PS5s. So the next ones to be on the lookout for, and actually maybe if anything, we'll also cover in walk-in news. I mean, I should do walk-in news first because I think it's more important. So when it comes to all the walk-ins, as you guys maybe saw me mention Target. Target's had some of those confirmations, pretty good. Just for a lot of these be just nice to employees. It kind of varies store by store. Stock could be a lot lower or maybe not even there, depending on your region, your location, or just if you're lucky or not. And always make sure you guys are polite, or maybe call first of all and kind of see if they do have any stock available, or maybe try to make friends with the employees there, give them their email or whatever. But Myers, we do know that Myers has actually had a few stocks of PlayStation 5s, and we've seen many different walk-in newses from Myers when it comes to people getting their consoles, receiving their consoles, or finding them for sale. We've also seen some people literally seen them on shelves randomly, and they're just walking in and go and get them that same day. Beautiful. And also we've seen a lot of people just maybe ask employees, and sometimes the employees out there are like, hey, I got you. We got 5 in the back. I'll hook you on up. You're the first one who asked. And they go and hook you on up. Though some managers do not let you go and buy. Some managers are very strict and they only have to follow like what the national like manager says regional manager or whatever. And then some are just like, I don't care, go and sell it. We got it in stock, might as well sell it. Someone wants it. So it always kind of depends for all the stores, but we at least do know that some Meijer stores do have stock in the back, but we're not sure exactly when they're going to go and sell them. We'll definitely keep you guys updated throughout the week. We've also seen many confirmations this week for Fred Meyer's and Kroger's walk-in. They're basically owned by the same people. We saw a few Kroger walk-in news maybe like around like on Wednesday, Thursday last week. And what all that kind of basically means is a grocery store, you walk on in, and also Fred Meyer's is kind of similar. It's kind of like a grocery store. They're basically up in the West Coast. We have a lot in the Midwest for Meyer's, and we also have some PC Richards up in the East Coast and BJ's, which we'll touch on in a second. But when it comes to all these things, we've seen many walk-ins, but kind of in the similar vein of being nice to employees, be cool with them, hang out with them, do whatever, and then basically try to get that good, and then you might get your consoles. And then also when it comes to PC Richards, we have not seen too much walk-in news or confirmations from them, but we have at least seen enough, at least from trends, that it's been around like the third or fourth week where it may start getting some more stock in the near future. So you definitely be on the lookout for that, but we have seen confirms that for Fred Meyer's, like receipts and people getting it and tweets and confirmations on Fred Meyer's and Kroger's. So if you guys want to casually go and check, you guys can. No guarantees it's still there. No guarantees an employee will sell for you, or they may be holding stock in the back rooms for a bigger drop throughout the week or next week as well. So always keep that in mind. Also, when it comes to the PC Richards too, it has been around 2-3 weeks or 3 to 4 weeks, so be on the lookout for that. And same with Meyer's. Meyer's is somewhat seems regional, where sometimes they'll do like Ohio stock and then like Illinois stock and then like Indiana stock, stuff like that. So just always keep that in the background. I do also want to go touch into for Newegg. I touched on this earlier video on today, but Newegg is so clutch. Newegg was probably one of the best retailers that actually restocked last week and the week before. They have shuffles where it's kind of like the PS Direct that we mentioned before. So you guys will follow the Twitter and sub, blah, 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 for the 5th time. I know it's annoying, whatever. But basically when that, you have like a 4-hour period to potentially go and get your consoles or get your stock or whatever. This also is really good for GPUs, CPUs, NVIDIAs, whatever, Xboxes, bundles, non-bundles. And they've also actually been selling pure normal consoles as well. So they've been doing proper like just Xbox on the website, PS5 on the Xbox. So keep on, or PS5 on the website. So keep on the lookout for Newegg, especially for the shuffles, because they sometimes do get a chance to go join on in. I also want to go touch on too for some of the other smaller sides throughout this week, Costco. Now, Costco usually does drop a little bit earlier on, so if I somehow missed it slightly, don't mind me. But Costco usually has been doing good bundles, usually in the earlier part of the week. Same with the Xbox as well. It kind of seems like they rotate like 1 week on, 1 week off. So be on the lookout for Costco doing PlayStation bundles, and typically as well, Sam's Club. Sam's Club also does a lot of bundles when it comes to Xboxes and PlayStations. It's been a while since their last PlayStation restock, so I think this week will be looking pretty kind of likely if I had to go guess and say anything. As well, we also did hear a lot of walk-in rumors with Sam's Club, where they did actually have displays when I checked my local Sam's Club. No stock, though. I was trying to ask around with employees and stuff like that. And also, a big reminder, for a lot of these restocks, it kind of does tie down to a lot of like social engineering and things like that. So you always just be nice, be polite. But when it comes to all the Sam's Club stuff, there has been big walk-in rumors, so maybe we'll get lucky and there might be a restock wave instead of an online wave when it comes to Sam's Club, because you do have to have the membership anyway. I believe also same with Costco, so it would kind of maybe just make a lot of sense all around. But basically, those are two big kind of ones that probably would drop this week. And then Anton Line. Anton Line has said that they want to go and do drops every week, and as of right now, they have been very consistent in doing that every week. So the one only big issue with Anton Line is they do bundles, and the bundles are slightly overpriced, but on the really nice side, you at least have a chance to get your console from retail as well. Some other big things to also kind of note too is the military exchanges. We've seen many comments. We even made a video on the military exchanges too. That's like my Navy exchange, any type of military exchange, like, all this type of stuff. Basically, it's an on-base actual store. You guys can basically, if you guys are in military, friends with military, family with military, your grandpa's military. I'm not sure the specifics. You guys know, you guys probably know. But basically, you guys have a chance to walk in there. They have apparently had some walk-ins. We've seen a few confirmations on walk-ins. Really just go buy on him, get your console, walk on out. And same thing with sometimes with online restocks as well. So that's going to be probably some big potentials if you guys are part of anything of the military. And they're also tax-free. Some other kind of big things too as well as some of the Kohl's, because we've been kind of waiting for Kohl's very subtly throughout the week. They actually have had really big stocks, and we're kind of patiently waiting for them. but overall, Kohl's is kind of maybe on the smaller side. We've also seen some weird drops on like Urban Outfitters, ABT, and a few other these little smaller chains, which kind of leads into our next point, is a lot of the kind of smaller chains on out there are at least somewhat sometimes getting stock, sometimes even bigger stock than we expect. Kind of thing for like BJ's, they actually had a few thousand. So just be on the lookout for those, maybe your local card shops, local game stores, used game stores, etc. Sometimes they do go and get stock and restock, so just be on the lookout for them if they start going and getting them. But it's kind of like the major thing. There might be a few little smaller drops mixed in, but I think that's the major things to be on the lookout for. Maybe one other big one is maybe GameFly, because GameFly themselves have kind of on occasion done drops, but they more so now usually give a lot of email alerts. So if I see anyone, I'll give you like a YouTube video or a tweet mixed in to let you guys know that it's going on in the first place. So that's pretty much about it for all the American drops. We should have a really good week, as I mentioned. Mostly pretty much every big retailer should be restocking this week in theory, in trends, but overall, like I said, as you guys know, the restocks have been kind of a little bit of a weird cycle. So just be on the lookout for a lot of stuff today. The Costco Anton lines, Newegg's, etc., PS Directs, and of course, we'll keep you guys updated on the channel. So make sure you guys are subscribed either for the giveaway and also the notifications on for throughout the rest of this week for any rumors or info or employee info or whatever we go and get. As well, now for the rest of the world, we've been seeing really big rumors when it comes to the actual Asian cycles too as well. India, I think, should be getting a restock this week, or at least sometime the next 1 or 2 weeks, a very big April restock, which is good. They're moving stock there, and that also may go and move like less stock to us in America, which stinks, but that's just maybe how it is. We've also been seeing some big rumors with like Thailand getting some big restock waves, Japan actually getting more restocks as well, and also big retailers also doing more raffles and kind of like lottery systems to go give out more consoles. So be on the lookout for Japan. Australian boys, I got nothing for you guys. I feel so bad for Australia. The UK should be getting a bajillion restocks for all the ones that have not happened yet. I know a few retailers have dropped, but basically always just, as per yet, perpetual. Be on the lookout for Amazon, because we keep on seeing a lot of Amazon UK PS5s coming in and out. We've also been kind of seeing a lot of like the major places like Argos, John Smith's, the Currys, like all those basically big things as well. Basically either getting stock, or they might be doing a few waves of stock, or might have like double stocks or whatever. So just keep on being on the lookout for that if you guys are in the UK. As I mentioned as well, some of the European places have been getting a lot of big restocks, more so on Amazon I've been noticing. So that may also be some nice trends for pretty much everywhere that we're getting stock pretty much all over the place. Or as well, just the fact that Europe actually might get more stocks. As well, up in Canada. Canada has actually been very, very dry too. And we almost had this little bit of a theory that it's almost like a country per region thing. So basically like we have United States for a few weeks, then it goes to UK for like a week, week and a half, 2 weeks, then it goes to the Canada. So that might be where we're going on right now. So maybe the United States might be dry for like maybe a little bit more longer, then the UK might get like a good restock these next 2 weeks, and then maybe Canada will be right afterwards. So if you guys are in Canada, be on the lookout, because if we're seeing other regions besides America getting stock, that probably means you guys up in Canada for Best Buy, Walmart, Amazon, etc. might have some good chances for some restocks too. If you guys are in Russia or whatever, I don't know why you're watching this video. If you guys don't even speak English, I know you made it this far, but I appreciate you guys all so much for watching either way. That's pretty much about it for my usual news. As I mentioned, this should be pretty much a good, I think, week for all the restocks. If you guys saw in these videos, all the ads go towards my mom, so thank you guys very much for that. You guys are fantastic. Leave a like if you guys made it this far. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, or be subscribed for the PS5 giveaway. Amazon links down below. We'll definitely keep you guys updated with all that the best we can. For the walk-ins, for major retailers, any leaks we get, I will try my best for you guys the best I can. Definitely go follow up the Twitter for restock news, Amazon alerts, or PS Directs, or whatever I can kind of go and see. I'll give you guys a link down below. Follow it on up. We have the Twitch stream. You guys just want to hang out and chill for games, just hang out and just do whatever. And of course, the Weeble. Sign up for Weeble. Deposit $100. You guys go get free stock and free money. Coinbase, you guys go buy $100 worth of any cryptocurrency. You guys go and get free Bitcoin. And I love you guys all so much for watching. We'll have a lot more videos all throughout the rest of today, so be on the lookout for that. I appreciate you guys all for everything. You guys are all amazing. I'll see you guys all later on throughout today for some more good old videos. Thank you guys.